Prime Minister Allen Chastanet is leading a high-powered regional delegation to the U.S. for a congressional hearing in the House of Representatives on the issue of correspondent banking and the threat of de-risking. Obtaining or maintaining correspondent relationships and communicating with U.S. correspondent banks and regulators are vital to the economic and financial sector in the region. Correspondent banking runs the gamut from the way Saint Lucians send and receive money via wire services from loved ones, i.e. remittances, to how consumers order and make purchases online. The U.S. and other jurisdictions have implemented strict guidelines to combat money laundering, tax evasion, and the financing of organized crime and terrorism.
So the congresspersons, headed by Ms. Waters, Congressman Waters, are very interested in understanding how the correspondent banking and the de-risking has impacted us. And so we have Prime Minister Gaston Brown is going to be with me. Members from the CARICOM are going to be with me. I'm also bringing with me the Solicitor General to attend the meetings with background in terms of the legislation that we've passed in Saint Lucia and in the region to deal with this incredible difficult issue. I'm hoping to be able to highlight that while we all support the goals of de-risking, but there has been substantial negative impacts on us in this region, which also will affect the U.S.
Chastanet stresses that the loss of correspondent banking could be devastating and will not only affect small developing states, but business interests in the U.S. He argues that the most mundane financial transactions could be impacted. The Prime Minister will also hold talks on Taiwan relations and sit down with officials from OPIC and financial institutions.
For instance, if we were to lose our correspondent banking as an example, Saint Lucians and other people from the Caribbean would not be able to go online and purchase an airline ticket. Tourists who are coming to our country would not be able to use their credit cards to purchase anything in Saint Lucia. And so therefore this has not only implications on us, but also has implications on the U.S. and their own businesses. And it was those businesses that really helped support us. So we're hoping that some of those business people will be there to be able to support us in the hearing. I'm also going to be having a follow-up meetings. As you know, that there was a very high-level delegation from the U.S. and Taiwan looking at developing a greater and stronger strategic relationship with Saint Lucia. So there were several things that came out of that meeting that we're now going to be following up with OPIC, or the new OPIC, also with banking institutions and other lending institutions in the United States of America. USDA is one of them, that the hopes that we can get them to come down and do a proper design and feasibility study for us on the Northeast Highway or the North-South Highway.
Chastanet wraps up the swing through the U.S. with a visit to Florida International University.
I will then be leaving the U.S. Washington and going to Miami, in which a meeting has been set up with the chairman of FIU, the Florida International University. The Ministry of Education has had several meetings already with them, and we're looking to develop a stronger relationship with them and some of the other institutions, particularly as it pertains to Sir Arthur Lewis College. And I'll be back on Friday from those meetings.
Prime Minister Allen Chastanet is scheduled back on island by the weekend. Joachim de Plessis, HTS News Force.